I think it starts to show by the number of people here that there are lots of people taking this issue very seriously indeed, perhaps despite what my friends in the media might be telling you. But perhaps not everyone understands just quite how serious. There's that famous George Bush Jr. quote, what's the problem with global warming? We can lower the temperature easily. We just follow Europe and switch to Celsius. I think this evening promises to be a little bit more serious than that, at least I hope it does. Environmental change didn't seem to most people to matter very much, but now I think it absolutely does. And the pace of demographic and technological development, and resource consumption too, has accelerated so fast that the effect on the climate has become, in many people's views, the most serious threat to our way of life, nothing less in many people's view. Now, that makes it the single most serious challenge that we have to face. And that means that it needs action, and it means that it needs action now. And action by scientists, and we haven't heard much mention of them yet tonight, for producing really clear analysis. Action by government to construct the best policy framework and make sure that they create an environment where and facilitate a contribution to the effort. But also action by consumers. That's you and me at home, in the office, everywhere else, to make sure that we engage in more and more efficient and more smarter ways. And that also means business playing its part. And today I'm focusing, and I suspect everybody else is too, on the element that business can actually do. Because there are plenty of very complex and politically serious policy debates underway. And I'm just going to say I think that there are key government policy areas and policy choices, if you like, with, as Jonathan says, implications for business. Most of you involved with business know that what business wants generally, above all, is certainty. But it also wants clarity. And that's true for all sorts of areas, but it's particularly true around this debate. Electricity market reform, EMR, was very slow to come through. Decisions on carbon pricing are long awaited, to say the least. And we need clarity, and not just clarity at some point, but clarity soon, in order that plans can start to be made and investment starts to come through. But business and people in business also like something else, and that's simplicity. And carbon pricing is, for many people, currently so complicated that if the mechanism is going to be understood or effective in helping to reduce emissions, people in government and policymakers really have to start making that comprehensible. Lots of very clever, or at least just clever, ordinary clever, but busy people in business need to be able to understand this without having to go into a darkened room with a cold towel around their heads to get their head around it.